So somehow, if you're a Canes fan, it actually got worse for you. Sorry.
The Florida Panthers have won the Stanley Cup.
Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go! Go!
Puck drop. And 3, 2, 1,
Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go! Go!
All right, Panther fans. Game 3, Panthers, Canes. Changes for the Canes. Anderson out. Kochechkov in. I can't say his name no matter how many times. I know how it's pronounced, but when the camera's rolling, I immediately mispronounce it. So he's in. I think Kotkaniemi is in. Coco Cabana is in. And everybody... This is probably the most relaxed you'll ever see me for Game 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals game, right? Just, even though we had a 2-0 series lead on Carolina the first time, obviously 4 overtimes, and the second game was overtime as well, we were a little disheveled by them. But right now, we got a 2-0 series lead. We got 2 in a row at home. Life is good. We're still the champs. What can we expect to see on the ice tonight? I have a feeling you're going to see a Florida team that is going to be motivated to finish this at home. It doesn't guarantee we're going to, but I don't think you're going to see a situation where we come out looking like we did Game 6 against Toronto. In terms of Carolina, if there's anything left in the bag for them to play for, I suppose they better get it out now, right? I know the whole streak about not having won Eastern Conference Finals games. There might be the feeling of pressure on Brindamore, could lose his job if this goes south. Carolina just needs to score some goals to get themselves in a little bit of confidence. Not that I want that, right, Bubba? Right, Bubba said no. Bubba just said no. No. So we'll leave it at that. All right, Panther fans, Carolina fans as well, hockey fans. Let's see if Florida can finish this by the end of the long weekend. All right, so today I want to talk to you about the sponsor of this video that you are watching, Southern New Hampshire University. Now, if you have considered a possible career in sports management, or you're just kind of at that point where you're thinking about what your first career might be, Southern New Hampshire University has you covered with their sports management degree program. Now, SNHU is an accredited and fully online school allowing you to complete your degree when it's convenient for you. Not only does SNHU have 6 flexible 8-week terms per year, but you can also tap into their network of graduates already working in sports-related organizations. Financial aid is available, and you may be able to transfer up to 90 credits towards an undergraduate degree. Best part, SNHU is nonprofit, which allows them to be radically affordable with one of the lowest tuition rates in the nation. As an added benefit, SNHU courses are taught by faculty with real-life experience. So you're going to get to connect with people who already are in the industry. And once you graduate, SNHU will be there to help you when you start searching for your first job. Now, as every sports fan knows, almost all of the major sports leagues have expansion in mind. Simple math tells us that this will lead to more jobs in the sports management industry. It's been suggested that jobs in sports management could increase by almost 10% in the coming years. A degree from SNHU positions you to be able to take advantage of that trend and could put you at the front of the line when these new positions open up. The innovation that combines online flexibility and incredibly affordable tuition make SNHU the perfect choice to begin your career in sports management today. Now, to learn more about Southern New Hampshire University and how you can get started in their sports management degree program, simply click the link that's in the description of this video or go to snhu.edu/fluffy. You have no idea how many times it took me to get that line right. Thanks to SNHU for sponsoring this video, and thank you for clicking on the link, because not only does that help support the channel, but it gives you the opportunity to learn how you can become part of the fast-growing industry of sports management. So, 1-0 Panthers after one. I forgot to mention in the intro, Reinhardt's day-to-day, Boqvist is in his spot. Now, it's 1-0, so if we win this game, everything is fine. Now, I hope Blake is okay. For those of you who don't understand, Luostarinen hit Blake up along the boards. Now, I'm going to explain, in my opinion, what happened. And Blake was bleeding. He went off the ice. I hope he's okay. Never want to see anybody get hurt. That said, the audacity of not just the refs to call it a 5-minute and a game misconduct, but the damn commentary where they're just laying into Luostarinen as though he's responsible for what happened on the ice is just absurd. Now, when you watch the replay, they're both speeding towards the boards. Blake stops and turns into Luostarinen as Luostarinen's still moving. Absolutely in no possible way does Luostarinen have any option to do anything. They were both barreling towards the boards, and Blake, for whatever reason, thinks the smart play is to stop and turn into Luostarinen. Luostarinen slams into him. Luostarinen ended up back and a little bit of head first up against the boards. It wasn't even a safe play for him. And they give him 5 minutes in a game. And you're listening to the idiots on TV talking about how it's all Luostarinen's responsibility. And on what planet is he supposed to do anything? There's nothing for him to do. There's nothing for him to do. Blake, if you watch the replay, Blake stops his skates and turns his head into Luostarinen. Just absolutely absurd that was a freaking... You want to give him 2 minutes, whatever, 5 minutes, but a game misconduct for that? Use your brain. So I'm not in a happy mood about that. Now it just pisses me off when as hockey fans, we can see something. It's just obvious. What is Luostarinen supposed to do? Blake literally stops and turns it into him. So, that said, it's 1-0. We look good. Coach Chetkov made a couple nice saves in the beginning. I feel like we're playing this game really well. Now we're down Reinhardt and Luostarinen, which is basically, other than Barkov, our best two defensive forwards. So I assume that the fourth line guys are just going to be double shifting in Luostarinen's spot like they did in Reinhardt's spot. I still feel good about this game. I don't, you hate to lose Luostarinen. We've got a lot of good players on this hockey team. So at least he's not hurt. The good news is Reinhardt day-to-day, Luostarinen will be back. He better not get suspended for that crap. Absolute insanity if he gets suspended for that. He shouldn't even be fined. All right. Let's move on to second period. All right, so we actually have a game this period. Do better than that. That's good. 1-1 after one. Bob makes the save. Puck's a little bit loose on the power play. Stankoven's right there on the side of the net. And that's it. We're not... that was probably the worst period of play worst period we've played this entire series. Not bad. Wasn't a bad, but we didn't have we weren't really being all that aggressive. We kind of were just sitting back, almost like we started to dig into protecting that 1-goal lead there a little bit, and just not had as many chances this period. Carolina has kind of carried the play. It's a tie game. I feel good. I feel good about this game. This doesn't appear to be a game that we're getting ready to blow, but we're going to need to expend a little bit more energy in the third period, guys. Let's do this. All right, now I got to count to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I blew out my eardrum, and that's 3. It's 11 on the way to 16. 16? Yeah. And 3-0. So I know the word y'all want to talk about. Yes. Obviously, the sweep is in play because once you win game 3 and it's 3-0, you're legally at that point allowed to talk about the possibility of winning the next game. Wow, we've outscored them 16-4 in 3 games. All of the drama, all of the stress and the tension and everything that went into the first series with these two teams, it is unequivocally the exact opposite in this series. At no point, Carolina hasn't had a lead, right? I don't think they've had a lead this whole. At no point, at any moment from the opening face-off of Game 1, has there been any time in any of these games and I've thought Carolina might win a game. Forget the series. Forget the series. It's just not. And now Carolina has to stay. It's the second game on the road. And Kochetkov played a really good first 2 periods. But that was what was keeping Carolina in the game. Panthers got a lot of chances in that first period with would have been 2-3 nothing like it was against Anderson if Kochetkov hadn't been playing so well. Now, before we get to what we see on the ice, some injury things with the Panthers. I know some of you might be worried. Don't even stress about it. Reinhart was day-to-day, which means he could use some rest before the Eastern. Excuse me. He could use some rest before the Stanley Cup Finals. Okay, so you don't even need to bother with him. Rest. He needed it anyway. Okay. Boquist filled in his spot. Everybody on that line, almost everybody on that line got to go. Barkov got 2. Boquist got 1. We thought Rodriguez had 1, but it was put in. Who put it in? Gostisbehere, I think, put it in. So the other injury, obviously, Mikkola goes into the boards hard. Looked like his shoulder got dinged. Again, if you want to sit and rest until the Stanley Cup Final, you're fine. If we have to play with Kulikov and Jones, and then you put Balinskis with Schmidt, we're fine. Okay? You could put Megna in if you wanted to even, but I think you would probably put Balinskis in and have him have some fresh legs. And then if Greer collided with Stahl there towards the end, it looked like maybe a rib, might have had a rib problem. So if Reinhardt's okay, you just put Boquist in that spot. And if Boquist stays up top and Greer's out, you just bring up Sturm and go Nosek, Sturm, Gadjevich, or I know some people want to see Samoskevich. And you could possibly see Samoskevich get some fourth ice time there since the series was 3-0. It might be something that Maurice would like to do if the kid could be on the ice if we needed him for when we win the conference. So there's that. The point is the injury situation. We just beat them 6-2 without Reinhart and Luosterainen. So I'm hoping Mikkola's okay. Reinhart, we already knew was day-to-day. So the fact that Mikkola didn't come back to the game doesn't mean anything because by the time he would have got checked out and everything, it was already like 4-1 at that point. So there's just no sense in it. No sense in it whatsoever. Now, what else we see on the ice? Mikkola gets a goal. Okay, he's really coming along, so hopefully, again, he's okay. Forsling, Ekblad look good. I don't even, like Schmidt and Kulikov have been invisible, but in a good way, like we've talked about. If you're not mentioning their names, you're not really getting a lot of offensive chances. Although Kulikov did have 1 filling in for Mikkola here in the third period, but just, it's been lights out. Every line, Carolina just has no answers anywhere on the ice for what we're bringing. The top line dominated. The Bennett line dominated. Marchand got a goal. That was even without Luosterainen on the ice. The fourth line has just been terrorizing them. They have no answers at all. There's like not even one line that they're throwing out there that's matching up against anything we're throwing out there. And the top line was Barkov, Rodriguez, Boquist. Boquist absolutely walks Orlov, slides over, backhand, past Kochetkov, and that was the goal that made it 2-1. So I'll continue to bitch about him though. So don't worry about that. I'm not going to praise both. Nobody's getting praised, which by the way, Bubba, you let in 2 goals today. Do better. All right. We got to keep him in. No praising, especially not Bobrovsky, right? We're up 3-0 now. Last time we had a 3-0 series lead. Champs. All right? Just don't even. And I think we would all expect that the experience that we had last year against Edmonton in Game 4 and 5 and 6, I would hope that experience would lead to the Panthers coming out Monday and just obliterating, just using every last ounce of energy, because we may as well. Because Edmonton and Dallas, I mean, that's at least going to go 6, right? Right? I mean, I know it's kind of looked lopsided, but Dallas is at least going to win one more game out of that. So we can expend all the energy we want to Monday night, bury them, put them to sleep, and then we can get some rest and get some guys healed up. Like I said, Reinhardt doesn't need to play again. If Mikula needs a night or two off because the shoulder, even if it popped out, they just pop it back in. Easy for me to say, right? I'm sure he's okay. And the beat just keeps on going for this team. It's speechless, really. I mean, the first series against Carolina, everybody knows the stories. And this one, I picked Panthers in 7 because champs. But I never would have thought 16 goals? I would have thought maybe we win the series in 7 games with 16 goals. We're all sitting down ready for 2-1, 3 overtimes. Oh my God, it's a 3-2 game. They scored a lot of goals. I mean, this was set up to be just an absolute defensive battle. And because Florida didn't really treat the regular season with a whole lot of respect, and they just said, whatever, right? I mean, now, about 50 games this year we streamed all the games, but about 50 of them, I know Colin and I were just like, they're saving it for the playoffs. They're resting for the playoffs. They're saving their energy for the playoffs. And not only are we seeing the difference in play that makes it obvious that they were specifically saving it for the playoffs, but the amount of energy that we've saved is just astronomical. It's just we're out there and it's the third period of this game and they're just skating circles, and nobody looks tired and their legs are going. And if we can finish this off Monday and have ourselves even 3 or 4 days rest to heal up some of these injuries and get even fresher legs for the game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals, all I can say is in my season prediction preview video, I want another one. I want a second one. We'll put it over here somewhere. Can you believe this? Can you believe this? I mean, I started this channel 9 seasons ago because the team was so bad. You understand? The arc? 9 years isn't that long. It's not like I've been doing this like Dango for 9 years because we were so bad. And in that period of time, I'm standing here and we're this close to our 3rd straight Stanley Cup final. By the way, Matthias was here tonight, and as soon as he sat down, we scored 4 quick goals. So there's that. All right. Don't do the thing last year. Don't do the thing we did last year. Okay? Don't do the thing. I know we got the sign, Panthers. It's 3-0. Finish them. Please. Finish them. All right? All I can say about this. I will see you tomorrow at noon. We'll be live tomorrow at noon. Obviously, we will be live tomorrow at 3 o'clock for the Dallas-Edmonton game. And then I'm going to enjoy my first night off in quite some time, and I am going to enjoy it. That's all I have to say about that. All right, 2 points. That's 3. That's 11 of 16. I'll see you tomorrow at noon.